Hi, welcome to my December review. With the Sun and Mercury and Venus starting off in your sign of Sagittarius, it's obviously going to be a very active and busy month. But we have quite a few squares and oppositions, so it'll be challenging as well. But these are good because these help us to grow. We start off with an opposition between Venus in Sagittarius and Mars, who's in your 7th house of Gemini. Now, this will be helped by an aspect, positive aspect, that Saturn makes to both Venus and Mars. So this allows us to gain some insight into the situation. Now, if you remember, Mars is retrograde, and while Mars is retrograde, you need to work on that Mars in the 7th house, and that's being tolerant and diplomatic with all other people, and also to develop a respect and a compassion for people as well, with Mars in that 7th. So with Venus making this aspect, this will give you clues as to what you can do to work with Mars. This will give you, because Saturn is in that 3rd house, communication, you will be communicated clues as to what you need to do to develop that Mars in that 7th house. On the 2nd, we have another opposition, this time between Pluto and the Black Moon Lilith. Now, Pluto's in the 2nd house for you, and the Black Moon's in the 8th house. So these are the money houses, but they're also concerned with the relationship as well. And this aspect will highlight anything that's false or weak within a relationship and will need addressing. If you're in a very good, solid relationship, then it can heighten that relationship. Then on the 3rd, we have an aspect between the Sun and Chiron. This is a good time to show off your talents, show what you can do, and also a good opportunity to heal any existing wounds. On the 4th, we have a square between Venus and Neptune. Neptune, remember, is in your 4th house and goes direct on the 5th. So there's a close connection with the home here, and making the home a beautiful place, or bringing some spiritual elements into the home. Now, if you've been working with Neptune during the retrograde period, then you're surely going to reap the benefits that it brings now to the home. Then on the 8th, we have the full moon. Now, the full moon is across your 1st and your 7th house, because the full moon is in Gemini, your opposite sign. Now, this again can bring tests within relationships, because the full moon is an opposition. But with full moon in the 7th, it's time to adjust your attention now to other people. The focus has been on you for the last 2 weeks, with the last new moon being in Sagittarius. But now it's time to turn your attention to other people's needs and try and get a balance between the two where possible. It was a very agreeable and sociable day on the 9th, as Venus makes a square to Jupiter. And Jupiter's in the home, so it might be a day when you want to invite people into your home to socialise, or it might be a time when you want to go shopping, because this aspect can incline you to a little bit of overindulgence. Then on the 12th, we have Sun making an aspect to Saturn. Saturn's in that 3rd house. This is a great day for planning, mapping out your actions for the next week or 2, or even the next few months. It's a great day for getting organised as well. And then on the 14th, it's a bit more of a tricky day, because it's a square again, this time from the Sun to Neptune, and this can lower your vitality. This can make it hard for you to concentrate and do especially physical work, so it may be a day to take things a little bit easier. On the 15th, there's an interesting configuration when Mercury aspects the moon's nose and also makes an aspect to Chiron. Now, interestingly, the south node is conjunct Cupido, who is Cupid. So this may invoke thoughts coming up from your unconscious about a past love or past events whereby you hanker for them slightly. But the way forward is through the North Node. The North Node is in the practical here and now. It's in the 6th house for you, so it's time to pay attention to your daily routines and not to be pulled off into the unconscious. The past has got nothing new to teach you on that. And then on the 17th, it's a great time for healing with that Mars in the 7th house being retrograde, makes an aspect to Chiron. So this is a week-long aspect. So this is time to work with that Mars, heal any past wounds from love or relationships, so that you can move forward with with Chiron when he goes direct later on. On the 19th, Venus makes that same aspect that Mercury did. So again, there's desires coming up from the unconscious, from the past, that really you probably want to move away from. And no better time to do that than on the 21st, when the Sun makes an aspect to Jupiter. Now this will stir you into action. This will give you encouragement to grow and move on and move forward. On the 22nd, the Sun moves into Capricorn and leaves your sign for another year. But the good thing is, the second house for you is the financial area. And the Sun moves in there with Mercury, Venus and Pluto, who's been there for some time. But it's joined on the 23rd by the Moon, and then we have our new Moon. This is a fantastic new Moon. It's full of ambition and drive. It's practical, it's hands-on, and this is great. This is what you need in the second house of finances. So this is time to organise your finances, plan, budget, work out, take any opportunities you can to either save money or to make money, and look around for those opportunities, because 2 weeks of this new moon activity will be a fantastic time to do this. As well as the new moon, also on the 23rd, we have Chiron moving direct. Now we said about this earlier when we was working with Chiron and Mars. Now it's time to move forward with Chiron, and this will help you to perhaps be revitalized or restore some part of you that may have been a little bit out of sync over the last few months. So this is happening in your 5th house. This will give you a big boost to your creative side. Then between 24th and 28th we have more creativity coming in, because we have an aspect between Venus and Mercury, both to Neptune. So this will stimulate the mind, stimulate the imagination, and also there'll be thoughts of romance as well. This is happening in the 4th house of the home, so you may want to purchase items to make your home a more pleasant, beautiful place. On the 29th, we have Mercury going retrograde. This is in your 2nd house. Again, it's about finances. It's about looking at your finances, analysing them, and seeing where you can save every little bit, because a little goes a long way on a rainy day. And to finish the month, on the 31st, we have a passion-filled day with Venus and Pluto coming again. This always makes for incredible intensity, and you may crave a real intense love experience, or you could be infatuated with finances, because this is happening in your 2nd house. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll look forward to seeing you next month when we're going to look at the year ahead.